Welcome back to another episode of Cases from the Past. On today's episode, I shall be covering the case of 13-year-old schoolgirl Amanda Dowler, who went missing on the 21st of March 2002. Her remains were found in September of the same year. She had been murdered. This case generated huge media attention at the time, and my UK audience is likely already familiar with the case. The case began the same day that Amanda, or Millie to her friends and family, was reported missing by her parents, having not returned home from school. Millie had last been seen walking down Station Avenue in Walton-on-Thames, Surrey. She had travelled from school via train and phoned her family to say that she was just a 30-minute walk from home. She was reported missing at 7 p.m. Following the abrupt disappearance, a major search was started nationwide. Police seemed uncertain to the question of whether Millie had run away from home or if she'd been abducted. Millie's family held media appeals, and there was even a reconstruction on a popular UK crime show called Crime Watch. This included an appeal to Millie personally. It focused on the theory that she had run away from home. This appeal was unsuccessful. The case went cold. Months passed with no real leads. Police informed the Dowler family that their daughter was likely deceased. Unfortunately, this is the bleak reality of many child disappearances. An ominous discovery on the 18th of September 2002 would put some of the pieces of the mystery together. In a wooded area in the next-door county of Hampshire, human remains were found. Through dental records, they were matched to 13-year-old Amanda Dowler. The case instantly became a murder investigation. Despite a child being found murdered, the case couldn't seem to be solved. Time progressed as police focused in on numerous suspected individuals, one of which was Millie's own father at one stage. However, with no eyewitnesses to any kidnappings and very little evidence for any type of conviction, it was easy to see why nobody was charged for a long time. Years wore on. The Dowler family waited patiently for any new updates. Unexpectedly, on the 25th of February 2008, police revealed their most likely suspect. They were intrigued by the suspect, who had been incarcerated since November 2004 for 2 murders and 1 attempted murder in London. This was back in 2003-2004. All of these involve young women, attacked on their way home, with either a hammer or, in one of the cases, the offender's car. That offender, a now well-known face in UK crime, is Levi Belfield. One of the main ways that police tied Levi to the murder was through CCTV surveillance. A red car belonging to Belfield's then-girlfriend was seen exiting an apartment block around the time of Millie's disappearance. The car was never found, likely scrapped by Belfield. He would routinely use other people's cars. It was part of his MO. Belfield was charged with Amanda Dowler's murder in March 2010. He would receive another life sentence for this in June 2011. Years later, in 2016, police revealed the news that Belfield had confessed to Amanda Dowler's rape and murder. The police statement was graphic, detailing violent assaults Millie endured on the same day that she disappeared. She was murdered the following day. The case of Millie Dowler highlighted the stranger danger paranoia which many people still hold to this present day. Levi Belfield was suspected in many other attacks across London, usually involving a blunt force style of assault. He had a long history of criminal activity, starting from age 13. Along with many other attacks on women and sexual assaults, it has also been speculated that he was to blame for the 1996 hammer killings in Chillenden, Kent. This case saw a mother and her 2 daughters both attacked. The mother and one of the daughters were murdered along a country lane. It was a hammer attack. Luckily, one of the girls survived the sadistic attack. Someone else is already in prison for the double murder. Recently, New DNA from a bootlace used to tie up one of the victims was found to have been misplaced at the time. The hammer MO is suspiciously similar to Belfield. Could it be linked to him? It is unclear at this time. So, what can we learn from this case from the past? Well, despite the shameful murder of 13-year-old Amanda Dowler, it is clear that much more could have been done to bring this killer to justice sooner. Police apparently knocked on Belfield's door multiple times in hopes of questioning the occupant. However, they failed to follow up on securing potential leads since he was never around to answer the door. Also, despite the high probability of someone being murdered by someone they know, police targeted Amanda's father in their belief that he was their culprit. In my opinion, this could have been avoided. Levi Belfield was described as being manipulative and violent. He was controlling towards his partners and dictated their movements. Alongside this, he was controlling in the brutal targeting of his victims, snatching away their life potential. If we can learn anything from this case, it is that you need to be aware of your surroundings and stay vigilant of potential threats when you are walking about. Strange abduction is rare, but people like Belfield still exist and will always be preying on others. This has been another episode of Cases from the Past. Thanks for watching.